welcome back to another video. And I'm going to be cooking lasagna with my lovely cooker, which is very big. So what you'll need is 2 tins of chopped tomatoes. So yeah, 2 tins of them. Spud peeler, potato peeler, a knife, which I have got a big collection, some mushrooms, homegrown, are the best, and these are homegrown.
Come on. Oh, no, it's in the attic.
Carrots, 1 carrot, garlic, not all that garlic, just 2 leaves, 2.
Loads.
2 cloves, tomato puree,
Chicken sauce.
some lasagna sheets, like pasta, and minced beef, and then some tomatoes, homegrown, and the best bit of lasagna, the wine. So yeah, gonna start cooking. I'll start with this. And you need a big wok.
What?
Shut up. A big wok like this. And let me just find it. And that for your cheese sauce, which is just milk, which I haven't got out because I don't want it to warm up. You also need cheese and parmesan. Butter and flour. So we're just going to start with getting our minced beef. So then you're going to put this in your wok, which I am going to just heat up now. Just put it on full just so it warms up nice and quick. Going to need the olive oil. Dad, where's the olive oil? They're not in there. Oh, so I think, yeah, it's down here. So I'm going to use this olive oil. So that pan should be getting nice and hot now. So just turn that down. I don't want it to go in the pan. Just put about half a tablespoon, and then you need to let that just run around the pan. Just make sure the whole entire pan is covered with it because you don't want it to stick. You get your minced beef, and then just pull that off. And then pretty much just get this and put it in. Get the blood in because that's got flavour in it. Also make sure to take the paper off the bottom. Okay, so you're going to need obviously a wooden spoon. Yeah, so don't really do that for next time. So just try and separate it, and then what are you doing? And then just stir that, and it will look like that down there. So you'll cook that through, and then really if you let that cook, now I am going to come over there and turn the pan around. So I just turn the camera around so that you can see the chopping board in a second. So just quickly clear this space. That didn't really work. Right, and then get your carrot. So what you're going to do really is, I don't know, I'm just going to, one sec, I don't know if you need this. Do you need to peel the carrot? Okay, you don't need that. So pretty much if you just chop this carrot, lengthways, obviously do a better job than me. I'm just going to turn this down. I'm just going to mix it. This for me, you don't need to watch that. Right, so I'm just going to finish cooking this. Right, then if you place that facing downwards, and then if you cut that along, I don't really care how exact these are. Don't care if they're equivalent to each other, because that's my favourite thing. Just makes it a bit different. Instead of having eating all the fine things, you might get a bit more of a carrot, you might get less of a carrot, you never know. So it's a bit of a surprise. right? And then just cut off the ends. Like so. And then just like cut off, not too much. And then cut off the end of that. And then you need to just cut these up into fine little chunks. And then push them to the side, do this one. So this just really just adds a lot of flavour. You don't need a bit more flavour. You don't really need to put in carrots, but it's best if you do, because the more flavour the better, really. So now you've chopped them up, it's a bit big, just pop them into the pan. So I'm going to get them and pop them in. Don't put them all in at once, because you might drop them. Right, so just give it a mix then. That can cook. Now you're going to need to cut up your garlic. So if you just get, yeah? Alright, so you're just going to need 2 of these. And make sure you give it a little cook, and it comes out a lot easier. It like slides out of place. Just pull this next one out. It just makes it a bit easier to get the garlic. Now just make sure there's no of the skin on that. What have you just done? So make sure you keep stirring. My stepdad's also helping stir, like whilst I'm doing this. So I can't get Dad. Can you help me peel these? Yeah, I know. You need to get crush them instead of cutting them, because it makes it a lot easier. And the skin then comes off. It's easier that really. And then you just get your knife, use a small knife, and just cut it up into fine little chunks. I'm just cutting it slowly at first because I don't want to go too fast then. So put your garlic to the side that you're not using. You probably want around 4, I've just done 2. My stepdad's doing the other two. So you just want to put these in. So if you just get all of it and pick that up and stir that into the pan, which is looking good. You don't put it too close to the camera. And then you need to get your onions. So I normally cut it in half, like so. And then you cut it into quarters again, just the same as the carrot. And then just cut it up into little chunks, the stem. That's what I normally do. Not too small, because you want it nice and chunky. Right, so just, they'll obviously can't be too big, so that it's probably a little too big. So if you chop them up, into finer pieces, and then you should get pieces right. They're all different sizes, right? And then if you get like sizes about that big, yeah, so different sizes. And then for these, you need to just chop them like that. And then when you get to the end, just leave that. Just cut these into little chunks, like so. And then what you're going to do really is just cut these into chunks, like that, like so. You might be thinking, mushrooms, don't put them in, they're not that nice, but you don't really taste the mushrooms, just the mushrooms give it a bit more life, and it's just better with mushrooms because it just tastes a lot better. You want to put 1 can of tomatoes in, which Dad is just stupid we've done without like showing. So you just get the chopped up tomatoes from the can.
That's to stop the garlic burning.
And then you put them straight in. Just turn it down there. And then chop these up. You want to really make it your own, so if you want fine bits of mushroom or if you want chunky, then do so. It doesn't really matter, it's just if you're a person that just likes chunky food, or if you like just little tiny food, don't really matter, you can have it, make it your own. That's the best thing with homemade food, you can do what you want with it. You could even make your own type of lasagna with something else. So with cooking, you've really got a lot of stuff to do. You don't really need to worry if you've forgotten a recipe or something off the top of your head, because make it your own. And if it don't taste well, then if it don't taste good, then you can always change it around a bit, add something that you do like to it, and just make it nice, and there you go, you've got your own dish. So you want to put all these this mushroom into your pan. That's probably, that one mushroom that I just put in there is probably the equivalent of 2 mushrooms if you get the little small ones, because that was a big homegrown one. So yeah, you want to chop your onions up like so. Can I take over now since it's new one? Then if I just put the camera here, so then you just pretty much just peel your onions. If you just cut them like so. And then I think and then just cut them up into nice little chunks. Obviously my stepdad likes smaller chunks because everybody's different, aren't they, with the cooking, so I like big chunks, just a nice bit of big flavour for you. Yeah, you probably only need one onion, so I just started to water. So yeah, kind of like a girl. And if this is a big dish, you're obviously gonna, it depends how much people you have, and if you like your mushrooms, then you can put quite a few in. Yeah, so I obviously just make sure they're not too big. And then you just put them in your pan. Have you put water in? Yeah. So you want to make sure you at least put some water in, so the water at least is level with how much food you've got in, because you obviously don't want it to cook too quick, because it's obviously going to take some time to like do all of your cutting and your onions and things. So if you just put that in, and then I'll turn the camera around. And then when you turn it round, you should have this, which is looking good. And then if you just mix that in, obviously my stepdad's just going to put some more stuff in there, just like a few more a few more mushrooms, and then you really just want to mix it and just mix it until it gets really nice and like one, because at the moment it's quite chunky. As you mix it, it will kind of go together. It doesn't look that good of an appetite at the moment, but as you can see, in goes some more tomatoes. So mix them in, and it's starting to look like lasagna. Lasagna. So yeah, just make sure you wash out the tin so you get all the bits of flavour in there. Because otherwise, if you leave bits of flavour behind, you're letting yourself down now, really. So obviously now you can see that's a nice little mix. Yeah, so if you just let that cook. Probably for how long? How long?
An hour. Keep the juice in.
So obviously turn the heat up, not on full. But,
These are these tomatoes, I'll pack them in.
and then what I'm going to do over here, obviously, yeah, you can see, swing, is I'm going to cut up some deformed tomatoes, which are homegrown, and I bet you haven't seen a tomato like that in your life. So, yeah, some really weird ones. They are tomatoes, not chilies. And then there's loads of nice little juicy bad boys there. You make sure you get your little ones so they're nice and juicy. So you cut them up, not loads unless if you want some. So what you're going to do is get your knife, and where is it? Where's the knife, Jake? That. Jesus. Right, and then you want to get your knife sharpener and just make sure your knife is sharp. I'm doing this wrong. What am I doing here? Right, and then you just stroke. So make sure it's nice and short. Keep your knife sharpener out, just so you don't. Just so your knife keeps it short. So if you get your little ones, and if you just look at that, just straight through the middle, and that's why you need a short knife. Just pull all the stalks off. They're not that hard. Just twist them and they'll come off. As easy as that. And these are nice and fresh, and so it's obviously going to be a nice fresh dish. Everything's homemade. So we're mixing it up really here. So I'm going to cut up the alien tomato. It's not a plum.
The plum tomato.
Oh, alien plum tomato. Dad, you're rocking tap. So then, obviously this can't go in half because it'll be too big anyways. So just cut this up into chunks. Really, any tomatoes are good in this dish. Obviously, like I said again, make it your own, and it will be better. So it's not an old recipe. You pretty much just reviving it from the dead. You bring it back to life. You bring it back to date, making it nice. So I'm just going to quickly cut up this. This obviously, because it's a big tomato, it's going to have to cut into quarters. And make sure, with your chopping board as well, always make sure you don't leave any of the juices. Try to scrape all the juices into the pan, because that's all flavour that you're missing out on if you don't. So yeah, so that's these tomatoes done. I'll just put the stalks there. So you want to have these in your wok, that, so you can bring the chopping board to the wok. So you're just pretty much going to scrape it, not pick them up, because as you scrape it, it picks up all the flavours. And if you tilt it as well, like my stepdad's doing, all the flavours will run down the board, and that makes it, right, all the flavours, it's not as hard to get them, and you don't want to, like the opposite way then. And then obviously, if you can see, you get all the seeds, and then there we go. So now we've got the mixture nicely going. Daddy, if you just don't mind looking then.
Hi the bitch.
Shut up. And then you're going to mix that, and that's looking really nice. So lovely jubbly. That's your lasagna. Almost done. Obviously, the best part of the dish, and you caught us out on this. You have to put wine in it. So yeah, some nice. Is that red? No, red wine. You can buy expensive, cheap.
No, you can't buy cheap.
Well, you can't buy. No, because cheap's not really a difference, is it? Yeah, can you open that?
You've got to be able to drink it. If you drink it, you can cook with it. If you wouldn't drink it, don't cook with it.
Yeah. But and then what you're gonna do really is right. Stop. Dad, you.
That's all right. Just testing it, yeah.
It's obviously it's safe for kids to drink, like eat. You're not gonna get drunk. About half a bottle in there, not all at once. And then right, obviously like the heat, it like brings all the alcohol out, and then pretty much all you've got is the lovely flavours of the wine, which isn't that strong. And then obviously now I've just stirred it a bit more, and then you put the rest of it in, not all of it. So around about now, that's about half gone. So that's it for the wine, unless you just love wine. But you don't want it to be too winey. So, and then that's now a liquid, right, edible liquid in a way. But all they'll just plain water will just come out as steam, and all the flavours will stay and they'll come into one. And then it obviously, as you go along, the water will drop, and that's when you know it's nearly done, and it'll reduce to where it's mostly just about an inch of water at the bottom, like inch of flavours. So yeah, that's just going to cook for a bit. I'm going to turn it up now, just so it speeds up the process. Tomato puree. Get the tomato puree and just get it. And then just get a knife. Obviously if you buy the proper ones, they'll have this little pointy thing, which I did not have a clue about, and you just open the top. So obviously put some nice puree in there. It looks sloppy and disgusting, but
That's the size of a golf ball.
yeah, so like the size of a golf ball in it. So that's probably like a maybe a tablespoon. So that's it with your puree, and just that's your sauce done. Jesus, the time's getting on. It's a 34-minute video. Well, 34 and 12 seconds. I think. So just put your puree to the side. Obviously put your abstractor on full, because you want that to just waft up in there, not to go all over your kitchen, and I don't want it to go on my iPad, which I am filming with. So obviously you see all the new juicy flavours, and then if just make sure your heat isn't too high. So yeah, And then if you always make sure not to burn yourself, like Step that just did. So yeah. Obviously we've got a bottle collection because what we are going to be doing is making our own wine. Aren't we, Dad? So that'll be another video to how to make your own wine. And then yeah, he's just decided to squirt some more in his dad. So just stir it. Just keep stirring it, like you don't want it to go and stick to your pan, so just keep on stirring it, and that'll bring out all the like non-flavoured water, and all the flavours are obviously going to sit at the top, so you want to turn it upside down and get all the stuff that isn't as flavoury to the top to get rid of all, and to make it into more flavour and reduce the not the good stuff. So, and then obviously all this flavour is going to soak into all of your it's going to soak into all of your it's going to soak into all like your onions, your carrots, your tomatoes, your garlic. It's all going to combine to make the best meal you've ever had. So, obviously a lot of people love lasagna and it's not that hard to make because I'm a 10, 11-year-old boy and I'm cooking it and I don't think it's hard. So, obviously you don't need to be an adult or anything to cook, just go out and cooking, be the best. It's the best thing about cooking. Just make sure just if you love cooking, then go for it. Be next world's best chef. Obviously, food has got to evolve. So to make better food, I'll just let my dog eat. So whilst that's cooking, say hello to the camera. Hello, hello, hello. So as you can see now, there's a lot of like stuff that's come to the top, and if you look, when I drag it, it follows the spoon, and it all look, it's all clunking up to it, and that's all the flavour. And then all the watery stuff that like you can see. Like the watery stuff, not the the darker stuff is obviously water, and all the flavours coming into like almost like something solid and not like a liquid. So like you can say, you know, this one, come on, just say hello, it's cooking. Come on, come here. Kill me. Say hello. Say hello. Good girl. So whilst that's cooking, obviously as you saw before, just then I got the pan out for the cheese sauce, which is going to make gonna be one of the best things with you lasagna. And I'm telling you now, this is going to be a really nice dish, and it's a really easy dish. So obviously I'm now going to just speed up the process because don't want to keep you waiting. No, I don't. No, we don't do it in it. No, we don't. No, we don't. We don't. No. So food to cook. Do you want to have think you've had a bit too much food too? Oh. I'll just leave it there to watch it cook. Obviously you can see more of the food now, and that's because it's reducing to and all the flavours now soaking into the vegetable, like the carrot, the carrots, and then and the meat, and then when it reduces down, obviously we're gonna have to top it up again. Just so you make sure there's no like water in there. Yeah. So you can watch the bubbly, jubbly loveliness. And then you want to get some herbs, some mixed herbs. Then, so about a tablespoon of this, about 20 twists of pepper, and you want to get some nice sea salt. We use Cornish sea salt. You can get this in Tesco's. Right, I think that's enough pepper. And then always remember when you, by the way, when you've got your pepper, when you're doing your twisty thing, don't hold it straight, hold it to an angle, and it comes out a lot faster. So you want to get 3 pinches of salt, which are about and then you just want to sprinkle that in, and that'll just bring out all the nice flavours and soak it all up. A tablespoon of mixed herbs, which we've probably got about in there. So just gonna put that in. How do you get this? Alright, you have to unscrew it. Right, and then just put your mixed herbs in. So that's half a tablespoon. So, and then if you just smell it, it's absolutely nectar. So if you just, yeah, and then you're gonna need a teaspoon of sugar. And so you're just gonna shimmer that in. Just nicely let it fall in. Not all in one place because it might like stick. And then just dip it in and just use that to mix. And then as you can see, that sometimes you get sugar stuck. And when you do that, it just takes all the sugar. And then, obviously, if you look at that spoon, nectar. So obviously that is coming a lot stiffer now, and it's coming more of a solid substance and not a liquid form. So it's getting a lot better, and there's a lot of bright, nice colours in there, and it's bringing it to life. And it smells nectar, and that's the joy of cooking.
sorry, not the beach.
Stop swearing. And you're going to need some cheese, which I didn't mention. So you're going to need to grate up some cheese. So if you get a block of cheese, 1 second. That's a bit sweet. And then obviously you're going to get a block like that big. So you're probably going to want about half of that. So I split it, because you're going to need a lot of cheese, since it's cheese sauce. So they're losing the name. So you're going to need cheese. With the cheese does. Oh, and make sure you wash your hands before you go. So. Half a block of cheese. Make sure you keep changing the cheese around as well. Because what will happen otherwise is you end up having just a slice across your cheese. You don't want that. Because if you ever come to cut it, it's going to be one weird, strange piece of cheese. And then it'll be also a lot easier to know that you've done that much of the heart. So I've got quite a lot there, that's nearly just half. So that's half the cheese done. So you just want to seal this bag back up, and you want to just put it back in the fridge. For some reason, so you've got to seal that back up and put that back in the fridge. So now you've got your cheese, you can just put that to the side. So now you want to come back to your pan and look, have you noticed how it's changed colour? And then if you just mix it, it all of a sudden, all the flavours just ooze to the top. So all those sensational flavours are in there and they're just making it heaven. And obviously you can see the wine starting to come up to the top, and that's because the alcohol's burning off, because it has to come up to the top and then all the alcohol burns out of the wine and comes into the steam. So yeah, you'll need. You'll need flour for your cheese sauce, which I am going to get now. So that's going to be just cooking away. And I have just gone and got the expert of cheese sauce. So just get plain flour. That's all you'll need. Is that everything, Bob?
Butter.
Right, so your butter, which I have got here. So that's your stuff ready, and that's that out of the way, so you don't need to be worrying later about the stuff. So you just put that to the side, and you leave that, just put the pan to the side. And then this is where it starts to take a bit of time. And obviously you can see it's dropped, because if you look here you can see bits of the flavour that's stuck to the sides. And you just want to go around and just try and get that off, because you want that to be in your food, not on your pan. I wish you could pause it though on iPads. I don't think you can. I don't know. Oh. 52-minute long video and 3 seconds. 45 second long video. Stealing my wine. Yeah, it is. And then I'll just show you a close-up of the food. So that's looking lovely, bubbly, jubbly. So that's what you'll need for your stuff. I'm going to show you my cooker that I am using, and that's the cooker, and it's one hell of a big thing. So obviously my mum wanted the biggest cooker she could get, because she loves cooking. So yeah. How long do you think it's going to take? So that's going to take about half an hour, which I really wish I could pause it. So I'll probably do a two-parter, so I'll see you for part 2, and peace.